Diona is a new cryo archer that was introduced in patch 1.1. She is an excellent support that can put cryo debuff on enemies over a long period of time. Additionally, she provides shields and a small amount of healing. In this video, I'll focus on her support role and how to maximize her abilities to enable your party to do more damage. Finally, I'll talk about gearing her up as a support. We'll start with the more interesting stuff, Diona's abilities. Her elemental skill, Icy Paws, sends out 2 or 5 ice attacks depending on if you press or hold it. It deals a small amount of damage and puts a shield on the active character. The cooldown increases by using the hold version, but the increase is linear. The shield you get also scales linearly. She also spawns more elemental particles with the hold version. Knowing this, I prefer to hold her E in order to get a bigger shield and not need to shift through her cooldown for another 15 seconds. This allows your other characters more time to cast their abilities. Her elemental skill also grants her a cryo status when the shield is created. This means you can cast her E to cleanse debuffs on your character, similar to how Bennett's ult cleanses elemental status. Here, I'm in the fire domain where you can farm talent books. This domain sends out a pyro debuff that puts a dot on your team. If I use Diona's skill, the cryo from the shield reacts with the pyro, causing the melt reaction to occur and removing the dot. I can also cleanse a teammate by using her E, then immediately switching to another team member. You can see how Bennett's debuff is gone, but Diona and Xiangling still takes damage from the dot. Her Elemental Burst signature mix is like another version of Bennett's ult where you replace the attack buff with cryo ticks. The heal and damage ticks every 2 seconds, so you get 6 heals per ult. The best part about this burst is the 12 seconds of cryo application. This makes Diona a very strong support for Melt and Superconduct teams. In fact, I think she is one of the best supports for a Razor carry since she can use her ult, then swap out to Razors and still apply the physical debuff for over 20 seconds. Here is this debuff in action. You can see Diona begins her ult with 7:55 on the clock. The down arrows on the enemy indicates the physical reduction debuff on them. They keep that debuff for about 25 seconds, which is well beyond the duration of Razor's ult. Check out my Razor video to learn more about him. Both of Diona's abilities are good to level up. Increasing her skill grants you stronger and longer shields, while leveling her burst increases the healing amount. She also gets even more support bonuses with her Ascension passives. The first one increases your move speed and stamina efficiency when her shield is active, and her second passive reduces the amount of damage enemies do in her ult. Her Constellation one also gives a nice bonus to her energy after her ult expires. Here's a trick in using Diona or any support with a long burst animation. If you have both abilities off cooldown, use her skill first and then the burst second. When you burst second, you save time by not needing to wait for the elemental particles to get back to Diona since they travel back during her ult animation. This can save you about 2 seconds compared to using them in the opposite order. This saved time will reduce the risk of her getting damaged on the field and provide more uptime for your main carry to take advantage of the Melt and Superconduct reactions. Remember, to get the most energy back, you want to have Diona absorb these elemental particles before swapping to another unit. Some strong melt comps are as follows. 1. A pyro carry that will proc the majority of your cryo debuffs with the melt reaction. Diluc and Klee are the best for this, but Xiangling works fine too. 2. A second pyro unit to get the elemental resonance buff for the extra 25% attack. Bennett is perfect for this since he can provide more attack boost and healing. 3. The spotlight character in this video, our lovely bartender Diona. And 4. A support to help crowd control and not use up the cryo debuff since you want the pyro carry to cause all the melt reactions. Here I'm just showing a potential melt comp that is clearing floor 9 chamber 1 of the spiral abyss. My recommended Superconduct teams are 1. A strong physical carry. Razor would be ideal, but a Crescent Pike Shangling or a Beidou works too. You basically want any carry that excels in white damage numbers. 2. An Electro unit to help proc Superconduct. Even better if your carry is Electro as well, since you get more energy orbs from the Elemental Resonance. These extra orbs really help Diona get her ult back faster. 3. Once again, the star of this episode, the adorable cat's line Diona. And 4. Bennett to heal and boost damage, or someone to help CC such as Sucrose or Venti. This last slot is mainly to support your carry. Once again, I'm clearing the same chamber as the Melt comp to give you a little preview of what Superconduct comps can do as well. Now for her gear. Since Diona's role is mainly an aura support and not a DPS support, we will want to focus on energy recharge and HP instead of elemental mastery and attack. Her burst needs 80 energy to cast, so the more recharge the better. Having her Constellation 1 also helps with the energy deficit. Ideally, we want enough energy to be able to use her ult after using her skill twice. Therefore, the best free-to-play weapon will be the Favonius Warbow, which you get for free by defeating Storm Terror in the story. However, the Sacrificial Bow is better, but that requires a lucky pull in the gacha. Your 3-star options are kinda lackluster. You can choose between the Recurve Bow that increases her health, ergo increasing her heals and shields, or the Raven Bow that increases her damage by a little. I side towards the Recurve Bow with the support Diona. Now on to artifacts. 2 different set bonuses are better for her. Strong 2-piece bonuses to use are the energy recharge from the Exile or Scholar set, and the healing bonus from the Maiden set. I prefer to use 2 pieces from the Maiden, and the other 2 from either the Exile or Scholar. It depends on which artifacts you have available with more energy recharge. I don't recommend using the Retracing Bolide because the bonus shield strength disappears once you swap out Diona. For main stats on the 3 artifacts, definitely aim for energy recharge on the timepiece. Get HP on the goblet and HP or healing on the headpiece. This works out well since you can save your offensive artifacts with crit for other characters.
Hunters, hold on!
Mr. Draff always gets so drunk after a hunt.
So that's my overview on Diona. If you find these guides helpful, please subscribe and leave a like. Also comment with recommendations on what guides you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and have fun out there, traveler.